Today's agenda, we're going to cover the auto report scheduling, particularly focus on the readers reports. In our inbox, we have various modules, the HSG, logger, and mfusion, which is the remote monitoring and management module. And all of them have various graphs and a lot of data. So it's very important to be able to export them out and report regularly on a scheduled basis to certain particular emails. So we're going to focus on the readers module today, on reporting the data from the readers module. And if you look at our readers tab, there are dashboard and a number of graphs available. Please bear in mind on the speed because we are running across a VPN and hop back again. So there are graphs like total number of logins per hour or per day, depends on your dashboard filter. You can filter to a specific day or month. And there are also unique user or new user per hour or per day. Again, depends on your dashboard filter. And there are also top users and top logins. So there's a lot of data. And there's also user list, and which you can today, if you select all of them, you can already export it out to CSV, but this is again manual. So we want to be able to automate the export of the data. And also, if you go to the analytics menu, there's top reports and top total reports and top logins. And again, this can be filtered and customed to display. From here, you can already manually export it out to PDF. For example, you can select your filter options, top 10 or top 20, it out to PDF. But again, this is a little bit manual and it's not very user-friendly to do so. So, and also there are other data like access records, which details the individual user session record, user ID, MAC address, IP address, login time, logout time, and access speed and device type. So all this data are exportable now under the report module. The report module basically allows you, it's a consolidated reporting module that can report graphs or data from various options or modules. So I'm going to start with the configuration. Click on the reporting module and you can create a new reporter. And then you can attach a logo. Typically, the logo can be your customer logo if you're creating auto reporting for your customer. So let's say we're going to create a report for AgriBank and upload the customer's logo. So this will appear on the front page of the report. And let's say you can attach your own company logo. And this will appear on the header of the report for your own branding purpose. Then you give a name, let's say a daily Wi-Fi usage report for AgriBank. Then you say, okay, this is a detailed scheduled for AgriBank Wi-Fi usage or whatever. So whatever you want to call it. So and the email basically is your email or customer email where the report will be sent to. You can have multiple email. So for testing purpose, I'm just going to put my email here and you can put your entity. Remember our HSG is multi-tenancy. You can create a report for a particular entity and allow customer to log into the portal to change or customize their own report. So this scheduler can be daily, weekly, or monthly. And if you select daily, you specify which time of the day the report will be sent out. Or if you select weekly, you can say which day of the week and at what time of the day. Monday and what time. So it's very granular. And similarly, on a monthly basis, you can specify which day of the month and the time of that day. So now I'm just going to select a daily report. You can select what times of you can select any time that fits your purpose. Now, under the item, you select what are the graphs that you want to report. So if you select readers, because this box is licensed as a HSG, so you don't see log module, you don't see RMM module. So I'm going to, within the readers, you can select what are the data or graphs that you want to include in your report. So I will work on the accounting file data. I just work later. For now, I'll proceed to elaborate on the PDF graphs. So the total logins are really the logins across the particular period. So you can give a description. The caption is really a description of the graph. If you don't put it, you'll be empty, and the graph header will be as per the API name. So I would say give a description, total number of logins across the day. Okay. So once you have selected the graph, you save, and you can really preview the reports. Okay, so this will be a typical report that customer can see, and the graphs are automatically included in description of the graph. And if you want to add more, you can just keep on adding more graphs to it. So let's say total login and top logins. So let's say login top user or top MAC address by device ID, and top user in terms of number of, or rather number of login, or in terms of total usage hour. So let's say top 10 users sorted by number of login times. So you create another one, or maybe you want to have another top logins sorted by device ID, for example, which is the MAC address. And this one, maybe you want to focus on the duration, or rather the total time usage by each device. Top devices sorted by total usage time across the day, because this is a daily report. And so you just keep on adding, and you can keep on preview the reports as well to make sure this appears to be the way that you want it. And it takes a while to have the report, so I just keep on adding other stuff. Okay, because I'm still loading that report. Okay, so there are other graphs being added into the report. So I'm going to add unique login, or you can give a user name of maybe more friendly description of the graph to say new user, new visitor for the day. Or repeat, return customers across hours in a day. Okay, whichever description that you feel is intuitive enough for a customer to understand. Okay, average fill time for each visit. So once you're happy with this, then again, you can preview. So for now, you can actually already start to generate the reports. So in order to send the report, you need to, you can actually already straight away send now to test the effect email. And also we have already put in an email here. But before that, you need to configure the SMTP. The mbox itself is a SMTP server. You can configure a SMTP relay upstream to another SMTP server to send reports. So it's very important to configure the SMTP setting. So now you go to the admin, you go to setting, general, and loading your SMTP server setting. So this is basically the upstream SMTP server that you're going to use to send reports. So in this case, I'm using Google email, Gmail, and you put in your user name and Gmail password, and you can customize any sender name. You can use any name that you, maybe your company name as the sender name. But if you're using Gmail, Google, and you have to put in the right username and password and Gmail password. So once you have configured this, you can actually send a test email yourself to make sure your SMTP setting works. And also, Gmail requires certain setting to be able to use Gmail to send email using external SMTP relay. So you need to figure out that setting as well. You can always Google on the instruction. So I have sent, okay, I'm actually able to receive my test email from my SMTP setting here. So that means my SMTP setting here is correct. So now you can start to proceed to test your report already. So because I have scheduled to send the report at much later stage or at other time, and now I can't wait to see my reports, how it looks like. So you can run the report now, send to yourself, or send to your other email. So request sent, so that means it's successful. If not successful, you will be able to see some errors here. So after the test is being sent out, you will be able to see a history, but it takes a while to generate the report and send it out. Once it's done completely, under the history, you will be able to see or download the reports here. So this report will be sent to the customer email address. You can put multiple email address here, separated by comma. So because there are too many graphs, so the file is pretty big. You can put multiple email address and separate it by comma. So include your own support email just in case you want to make sure customers are receiving the reports. So I have downloaded the report manually from the history. Okay, so you can actually see the reports here. You can also check your email now. I've received the same reports in the email that I've configured in the report setting. So this is basically how it works in terms of, this is how the customer experience when they receive the reports. The next I want to highlight is remember the Redis has user list and also the access records, which are in table or in text format, which is not in graphs. So like user list here, these are basically captured from the Facebook login, or the access records, these are the tables. So the reporter actually allows you to export them out as an attachment, file attachment. So if you go to the Redis, select accounting file. Accounting file is really the access records. Okay, you just export user access records for each session. This will come out as an attachment to the email, to the report email. So export user list. Save. Okay, now you try to manually send the report again. Again, it takes a while for the report to be fully ready because there's a lot of backend processing to pull out the PDF to incorporate into the report. And especially now we have added the exporting of the user list and access record. So just click on the history to see whether the report is ready. And actually it is ready now, so it's pretty fast. And now I'm going to check my email. So I've got the email. So this time in my email, I have that PDF report, which captures all the graphs that I've selected. And now I also have that 2 zipped file. Okay, the zip file basically are the user access record and also the user list. Okay, so this basically is the user access record. So if you expand them out, so it's an extremely detailed user access record, so you can use them to to import into external BI software for more detailed analysis, or just simply keep them for accounting purpose, for record purpose. So I'm going to open the other file. The other file is supposed to be the user list. So this is basically the user list. So you don't have to manually go and export them out. And these are, again, automated for you. That's basically how it works for the reporter. And as we go along, we're going to add more graphs to Redis. So for example, we're going to do analytics on demographics, on login method, and all those reports, graphs. And once those reports are ready, or those graphs are ready, they will be available under the report API for Redis. So if you select Redis module, the graphs will appear to be available for you to add into the graphs. So that's all for today in terms of auto scheduling of reports for user data analytics reporting. So in our future topics, we will have another section to cover Enfusion monitoring and Enfusion reporting for HSG. Thank you very much for today, and I hope to see you in our next session.